Welcome back to the 30 days of food photography breakdown. My name is Prathamesh, and in this series, what we do is essentially break down the food photos that you see on Pinterest and Instagram. Because the first step of shooting any amazing food photo is to understand how do you shoot it in the first place, right? So, how do you do that? Basically, you break down the food photos, understand their lighting, the visual aesthetics, and understanding what is the vibe of this picture, right? So, today is day 14, and we have an interesting simple picture of a cupcake, of three cupcakes in front of us, right? And let's try to decode the lighting setup first, because that's what I suggest my students and everyone do as well, right? So photography is all about lighting. It's photography, right? So photo is basically light, the photon, and graphy is just drawing. So you're drawing with light. So in order to understand any kind of photo, any kind of food photo, you need to get your lighting proper, right? So how do you do that? If you're watching since the last 13 days, I've been doing the same exact thing in every single one of them. That is, you isolate any part of the food subject, either it's the food subject or the prop or anything, and you isolate it, right? So for the demonstration purposes, I'll just isolate this particular cupcake, okay, and I'll observe the shadows of that cupcake. So I can clearly see the shadow of this cupcake is falling over here, but there's no single sharp outline of that cupcake. That means it is harsh. No, it's not harsh light, it's a soft light. The harsh line is caused by a harsh light, and a soft diffused shadow is caused by a soft diffused light, right? So if the light is harsh, then the shadows are harsh. If the light is soft and diffused, the shadows are soft and diffused, right? So after breaking down the quality of the light, we will just see the direction of the light as well. Take the same cupcake and try to observe what is the directionality of the light. So if I can see the subject's outline of the shadow of this cupcake here, that means if I just, I'm trying it outside the frame, that means like I'm just extending it, right? So I'm imagining how it must have been on the scene, because this food photo is cut, right? This food photo is cut in a rectangle. I'm just visualizing, I'm just imagining what would be the shadow, where would it be falling if the photo would not have been cut by the food photographer, right? So what I can see is, what I can visualize it by the nature of the shadow over here. I can see the shadow must be something like this, right? There's like definitely some sort of error over here, it's not accurate, but this is just a projection, a visualization, in order to understand where would it be coming from, right? So yeah, anyway, this shadow stop over is here, and this subject stop is over here, and if you just join both of them, you will get the light's directionality, right? So if there was a shot, there was a shoot on this table like this, and there was a light like this. I'm just drawing as an example. It might not be a ring light, it might not be a softbox, it might be a window light as well. I'm just drawing a light, right? So the lighting angle would be somewhere like this, right? And if you look in the frame, what do you think? Do you think is it a side lighting, or is it a back lighting, or it's somewhere in the between of side and back, which is called as three-quarter backlit? What do you think? What is the directionality of the light in terms of the side, right? Is it on the side, is it on the back, or is it somewhere in the between? It's very clear, it's somewhere in the between. It's not side like this, and it's not back like this. It's somewhere in the between of side lighting versus the back lighting. So three-quarter backlit. Most probably in whatever food photos that you see on Pinterest or on Instagram, this is the most common lighting setup. Either it would be side lighting, or it would be the three-quarter backlit situation, right? So that is the lighting breakdown of this photo. Now from a visual aesthetics perspective, now what is visual aesthetics, you might be asking? That's a great question. Visual aesthetics is a term that I made, which is kind of the umbrella term, which is holding, let's say, the colors, the angles, perspectives, props, the color combination, and the backdrops, the arrangement, and every single thing, right? Basically, the look and feel of any food photo is the visual aesthetics aspect of it. So let's try to decode from a visual aesthetic standpoint. Let me just isolate all of the things and let me segregate and write it into a list. Okay, so from back I can see a nice artificial monstera plant leaf. I can see a cup of coffee in a neutral plain color mug. I can see a teapot or a coffee pot. I can see a white backdrop over here. I can see a ceramic off-white plate. I can see a metal spoon. I can see, yeah, those little sugar hearts, and of course the cupcake. Right. To make this food photo, there is a leaf, there is this cup of coffee, the teapot, the white backdrop, the off-white plate. I'm just writing the initials of those words, and of course we have the cupcakes. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Apart from the food subject, we have 5 props. Imagine just a simple food photo would always also require a couple of props, right? You can definitely do an amazing food photo with just your food subject, but in order to add some depth and dimensionality and some structure and some personality to the image, you would need some props that are actually telling a good story about that food photo, right? So a scene of cupcake can definitely be showed with some plants, some they could have easily added another a set of glasses for like reading glasses and some books, maybe some napkins as well, right? But to each their own. Everyone has a different taste in terms of their sense of aesthetics, their sense of photography. So this person, this food photographer, has chosen a very subtle neutral color palette over here. So if I just remove all of those things, yeah, so yes, let's look at the color combination over here. Apart from your cupcakes and the sugar hearts, there is just one color, which is plants, the green of the plants. Everything else is neutral color, off white, right? It's not attracting your attention that much. What is attracting your attention are the cupcakes in the middle, right? So that's the job of the subject, of the hero. You have to make it look like a hero, and everything else apart from your main food subject, the main hero, should be a side actor, right? It should not take up the attention as much as the food subject, right? So this food photographer has done a very good job about that. Perfect. So that is about the visual aesthetics aspect of it. And the shooting angle of this food photo is 45 degrees. So if you are looking at the food subject, it's somewhere over here, right? So it's 45 degrees, it's coming like that. So again, just to recap everything that we talked about, the lighting, it's not a harsh light, it's a soft light that is coming from this direction, right? And I already told you the angle as well, right? This is the lighting angle, this is called as the lighting angle. Apart from the lighting, I also recalled all of the props, the leaves, the coffee, the teapot, the plate, the spoon, of course I forgot the spoon previously, and of course your cupcake, right? So a couple of props, and your main subject is this, the cupcakes. And apart from that, yeah, there's 45 degrees shooting angle. And the vibe that you're getting from this food photo, it's important you need to understand this aspect of creating vibes, creating emotions, telling good stories with your food photos. The props that you choose, the emotions that you are conveying should add up to each other, right? So the emotion that is portrayed over here, the first impression that you're getting after you look at this food photo is what? It's inviting, right? Every food photo is inviting. Every food photo should call you to have it, right? The cupcakes are telling me that eat me, right? And of course it's giving a very pleasant vibe. It's not very colorful, not very energetic, not very bold. It tells a story about a lady, maybe at 3 p.m. or 4 p.m. she's just chilling in her home, and there's quite like nice diffused afternoon sunlight coming from clouds, and she's just enjoying her music, she's just enjoying her cupcakes, and she's having her coffee, right? So that can be one of the stories that you can make up from after you look at this food photo, right? And you can definitely do this exercise in order to help yourself visualize even better. what do, you take this picture, and you know what, I'll just do it with you as well right now. So let's make it more fun. So let me just download this picture. Yeah, and let's go to ChatGPT. We are going on a bit of tangent over here, but it's so important. This activity is super fun. So devote 3 more minutes in order to understand that, then we'll wrap it up over here. Right, so let's go to ChatGPT and let's drop the picture over here. Let's drop the picture over here by copying the image, right? So I'll just save this image. I'll save this image and I will upload it over here. Yeah, perfect. Awesome. So can you visualize a story from this food photo? Right? So ChatGPT would give you an example of what this food photo is conveying to you, right? So let's see about that. Right, so it's giving a morning delight vibe. It's a slow, peaceful morning. The sunlight filters through the kitchen window. Every cupcake is a masterpiece. And the quiet moment, yeah. And as I said, it's the pleasantness, the quietness, the peace that you're getting after watching this video, after watching this food photo, right? So the quiet moment is yours, just you, the cupcakes, the coffee, and a little slice of bliss before the day fully unfolds, right? So I gave you the example of the afternoon, but different people would look at this food photo very differently, and they would have different perspectives of it, right? So always make sure that you keep the perspective open to the viewer. Don't keep it like close-minded. It definitely can be at some times, but most of the times, if you want more engagement on your food photos, if you want more customers and clients with your food photos, keep it more inviting, keep it more open. Let other people have conversations, let other people ask questions about that food photo, right? That's how you become a better food photographer, right? So perfect, awesome. So that was the day 14 of 30 days of food photo breakdown. And my name is Prathamesh and I'm a food photography coach. I've been doing this for a long time. I've taught over 1500 plus students. I have the 7-day food photography challenge that's going to help you even better. If you want to take it more seriously, go ahead, check the first link in the description, and or don't, right? So I'll see you tomorrow on day 15 of the 30 days of food photo breakdowns. See you.